Hey guys, it's Simon Halderone here from The Breaking Point, and tonight I'm reviewing Thor. I promised you guys I'd review Thor this morning, and I saw the movie, and now I'm going to review this awesome godly movie. Okay, so there are a few spoilers in this review, and if you don't want to know about it, you can just skip this and just hear the rating and continue on. But I'm not going to give any plots or any details that will ruin the movie for you. But the way Thor opens up to the minute that it ends is really good. The way Thor opens up is you see Dr. Jane Foster driving around in the desert, and she's with two research partners, and this huge wind thing opens up, and Thor happens to fall out. And then they go back to show you this long history of what happened in Asgard, and it was very interesting. I liked the way they presented the story and how they presented Thor and Odin and Loki. The story was actually very deep. It wasn't at all what I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be some corny little cheesy thing, but it was actually very well presented. I mean, they took it and ran with the idea of Thor. So big ups to Marvel Studios this time around. I saw it in IMAX 3D. The 3D in IMAX was amazing. You can really tell the difference between a conventional 3D movie and IMAX 3D. The sound was mesmerizing. It sounded like you were there. The thunder sounded like it rattled the movie theater. So it was so freaking cool. And then some of the fight scenes in this movie were amazing. Like there's a fight scene when the destroyer comes, and he barely does anything. But there's another fight scene where he's fighting the ice giants, and it's when he goes to Midgard, no, not Midgard, Rangard or something like that, and he's fighting the ice giants, and he's just kicking their ass. Like Thor was pretty cool, man. Even when he wasn't Thor, like the god of thunder, Thor. He was beating up guards for S.H.I.E.L.D. and it was awesome. It was just great. It was really funny. Like Thor was really chivalrous and old-fashioned because that's the way they were in Asgard. So anytime he was around Jane Foster, there was this really funny scene where they're in a diner and he's drinking coffee and he's like, "What is this drink? I like it. Another," and then it smashes it, and she's like, "Oh, you could just ask," and he's like, "Oh, okay, I will." And it was pretty funny. And then he doesn't know what Facebook is, and he's like all smiley and bubbly around the ladies and stuff like that. And it was just really funny. Like even when they first meet him, he's walking around going, "Hammer, hammer, hammer," and the girl goes, "Yeah, dude, we know you're hammered." And then she pulls out a taser, and he's like, "You dare threaten Thor, the god of thunder, with a puny weapon?" And she electrocutes the shit out of him. And it was pretty funny. And there's a lot of running jokes, like Jane Foster hitting Thor with the car, stuff like that. It was really, really good. So this movie had the action more than enough. I had the humor more than enough also. The story was kind of lacking. Like the story itself was a solid story, mesmerizing. The acting was really good. But the script, there was a few one-liners there that you kind of looked at your person you were with or at the screen and went, "Really? Did they really say that?" Like, kind of cheesy. But the execution of it all and the way the acting went off, it was perfect. So it was totally forgivable. And Chris Hemingway and Natalie Portman did such a good job. Anthony Hopkins as Odin, it was amazing. And the guy who played Loki, I don't remember his name, he did a really good job also. So this movie itself was really, really well done. It was amazing, incredible, just a piece of work. And don't leave after the credits because it's setting it up for another thing. I'm not going to tell you what it is after the credits, but you'll be very surprised if you're a huge Marvel fan or comic book fan. You will know right off the bat. Now, for people who don't know what it is, you can look it up on Wikipedia or on Google. At first I didn't know what it was. I was like, "What is that?" And then I looked it up and I was like, oh my god, that's what that is? So, yeah, that's what that is. And, a rating for Thor. I can't really rate this movie. It's that good. If I had to rate Thor, I'd probably give it a 9 out of 10. So, yeah, I mean, a 9 out of 10 is fairly well. So, that's what I give Thor. And, I don't know about Chris and Ralph. They haven't seen the movie yet. They're going to see it tomorrow. And they'll give their review on it. But this is Simon from The Breaking Point saying go see Thor this opening weekend. Opened up today, May 6th, 2011. Go see Thor. I give Thor 9 out of 10. So it's Simon from The Breaking Point. Signing out. Later, guys.